Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Football and welcome to another episode of the Predictions Show. I mean, it's crazy. The season is almost over. We're on week 35. That means like around 4 more weeks to go, and that's it for the season. Back with me again for this week is Charlie. I've had Charlie on twice this season. The first time he absolutely peppered me. I think he got the correct number of goals that week. I think it was back in week 10 or something. He got like 13 points. Last time I did get the revenge and I got the 9-6 win. So this is basically winner gets all. And in the tie right now, I'm currently losing 16-14 to the experts. So if you beat me this week, that's pretty much it. I can't win this season. But if I do beat you, I still have a chance of winning. And I was like 16-9 down. So I'm actually on a comeback. So how are you, man?
I'm all right. I'm good. I would like to apologize to the experts ahead of time, because I am going to let the side down. You know, West Ham are in the semi-finals of the Europa League. I'm on a high. I'm vibing, just big plays, and I feel like I'm going to come up with some wild predictions. I can't lie. But apart from that, I'm good, man. I'm good. Like, it's been for West Ham specifically. It's been an incredible season, and I mean, there's been some madness elsewhere in the league as well, but I can't complain.
I mean, it's funny. I actually did not plan to bring you on when you're playing Arsenal, but it happens to be like that. So match week 35, let's get to the prediction. This is the business end of the season. Some teams are trying to survive. Some teams are trying to get top 4. Some teams are fighting for the title. Some for the Conference League. And one of those teams fighting for the title is Liverpool. That is the first game this weekend. Newcastle against Liverpool. Now, 3 months ago, this would have been 5-0 Liverpool. But, you know, Newcastle, this is actually a tough game for Liverpool somehow. So I'll let you go first for the 5 games. What is your prediction for this one?
Yeah, like you say, you asked even 2 months ago, I probably would have been like, wow, what are they like? You know, Newcastle, man, Eddie Howe, what a job he's managed to do. Insane effort he's put in there. Like, to say they, obviously people will talk about the money they've spent, and they have spent money. It's not like they haven't. But realistically, the big name players aren't, like, it's not worked out for them, really. We're like, striker they signed for Burnley's not really worked out massively. Kieran Trippier got injured. Like, Bruno's been doing Bruno things. But apart from that, I mean, this is Eddie Howe's management, and I think that's a massive positive. I think there was some, you wouldn't complain if people before were looking at his Bournemouth sign and going, is he all that? Apparently he is. So having said that, I still can't look past the Liverpool win, because they are just they're so
relentless.
Good.
That's the word. They're absolutely relentless.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? And I think I can't, as much as I want to back, you know, the underdog in this situation, I just can't. I'm going to go Liverpool. I'm going to say, I'll give Newcastle a goal, but I'll say 3-1.
3-1 Liverpool. I mean, you're very right. Like, Liverpool, they just keep going. Like, the one thing that usually impresses me about them the most, they never concede. Like, in a week where they had United, Everton, Villarreal, clean sheet, 4-0, 2-0, 2-0. They make it look so easy. United went nowhere close to scoring. Everton, a couple of penalty shouts, that's it, nowhere close to scoring. Villarreal yesterday, I think they had like 1 shot or something. It's very tough to score against them. But Newcastle is a tough team, but Newcastle have a horrid end to the season. I think that they play Man City, I think, and they play Arsenal after this, so they have a horrid end to the season. But I think they'll score as well, but I think Liverpool will win it. I'm not sure if they're going to rest players for the Villarreal second leg, but resting players for Liverpool means resting Diaz and bringing in Jota. It's the same thing. So I'm going to go Newcastle 1, Liverpool 2. I'm going to go for a really tight game. That is the first game. The second game, Aston Villa against Norwich. Now, Aston Villa, beach settings, you know, already on the beach, already on their holidays. Norwich City, let's be honest, already gone. So what's your prediction for this one?
Yeah, and again, it's one of those ones where I desperately want to back the underdogs. I just like Norwich, but they're gone. They're gone in an emphatic fashion. I can't see this going any other way apart from Aston Villa. Which sucks, because I really desperately want Norwich to stay up just once. At some point, listen, they're gonna have to go down and come back up maybe 8 more times before it happens. But just once, I want them to do it, but it's not going to. And I don't think anything's different this weekend. I think, don't get me wrong, it's not a match I'm like buzzing for. Aston Villa have lost a little bit of that there was a time where I was like, "Ooh, here they come, Aston Villa doing big plays." Whereas now I'm like, "Yeah, Aston Villa they're trucking along, they're doing okay." And I think
it's been so long since they won a game, Charlie. It's been so long since I've
how long has it been? Because I can't remember.
Like since the beginning of March, we are going into April. That's the last time they won a game. I mean, after that, I think they lost to you guys 2-1. They lost to Tottenham by 4-0. I think they've gone like 7 games without a win.
Well, along come Norwich. 2-0 Aston Villa.
2-0 Aston Villa. Yeah, this is the kind of game I can see. I can see both teams going for 8. So I'm going to go for Aston Villa 4, Norwich 2. I'm going to go for 4-2 win for Aston Villa. Like both teams free for all, just do anything. We're not losing anything.
You reckon Norwich are going to score 2 goals?
Yeah, I mean, they managed to get 2 against United, but then you can score against United, I guess. And they almost won that game, and they've been okay, but I think they'll get a goal because Aston Villa's defense is not all that this season. Martinez was great last season, but this season they've fallen a bit this season. So I'm going for 4-2. That game will be Watford and Burnley. Now, that other one was free for all. This one, not at all. This is Premier League survival in this match. So what are you going for here? Burnley, surprisingly, since they sacked Sean Dyche, they've been better.
Yeah. We're good against us. And they weren't significantly. Yeah, they weren't massively different from what you would expect. There was just 1 or 2 little bits where you're like, oh, they're putting a bit more panache in their game, you know. They were getting the ball into those strikers. They were playing those balls over the top, but they were getting 1-2 touches in and around them and attacking through the center a little bit more. And they looked like they had something about them. They looked like a group of players who wanted to prove that they were good enough, that they weren't found out like it was happening. And Watford, I can say the exact opposite for most of the time this season. It's like, again, it's one of those times where you just look at their team and you go, how many of them are actually Premier League quality? And, you know, listen, I enjoy Ben Foster's podcast and vlogs as much as the next person. And I would continue to like them to be in the Premier League ideally. But I'm going to back Burnley on this one. I think I've seen enough for them to where I think the cogs are beginning to whir a little bit. Whereas, again, a little bit like Norwich, I think Watford are dead and buried at this point. So I'll go... Having said that, I'm going to go 1-0 Burnley in the most Burnley fashion possible.
Yeah, I mean, I was almost going for that as well. But Burnley, I mean, as we've said about the West Ham game, if they scored that penalty, it could have been 2 goals. They put 3 past Everton. I think they scored twice. They're scoring goals for all of a sudden. So I'm going to go for Burnley to get 2. And you're very right on Watford. Like, yes, not Premier League quality players, especially defensive-wise, but the likes of Josh King have been in and around the Premier League. But I think the last time Josh King scored was like when he scored against United, like Solskjaer's last game or something. It's been long. Dennis never scores as well. They're just dried up in terms of goals. So I'm going to go for Burnley 2, Watford 0. 2-0 win for Burnley. The 4th game on Saturday, same time with these others, will be Southampton Crystal Palace. Now, this is another game for, just end the season. None of them is going up. None of them is going down. So they're expecting this one. But maybe a free kick.
I'm going to say one word, and it's mid-table. And I think you're going to see a very mid-table match here of 2 teams who, like you say, not got too much to play for. Sort of are like, do you know what? Yeah, we'll go and have a football match.
Score some free kicks, odd pros.
Yeah, there's a lot of players in this match I like, like your Ward-Prowse, Elise for Palace, I really like. There's a lot of players I like in this match, and I'm big into Patrick Vieira at the moment. I say in the moment, I've always been big into Patrick Vieira. He demands that. But 1-1. Let's go 1-1. Why not?
Yeah, that's a very mid-table prediction. I'm going to go for more goals. I'm going to go for a draw as well. But Southampton 2, Crystal Palace 2, as we said, no one will really care about defending. I can see Zaha running in and around, probably looking for a couple of penalties. Ward-Prowse to add another to his free kick list as well. So 2-2 draw. Yeah. The next game, we might not have as many goals. Another mid-table clash, Charlie. Wolves, Brighton. But Wolves, they can still get top 7 if they're serious. They can still get the Conference League, but they have some really tough fixtures, though. Like, they still have Liverpool and City to come. So I don't think it's possible for them, especially after United drawing with Chelsea. But I don't know. What's the prediction for this? Or maybe you're thinking different. Brighton as well, very, very up and down.
Yeah, I mean, my bias here wants Brighton to win for obvious reasons. I think Wolves are on our tail, and like you say, I think there's certainly an opportunity there. I quite like Brighton. I think out of the two teams, I think I've been more impressed by Brighton than I have Wolves. I think Wolves. There was a period where they were just sort of going about their business very quietly and assuredly, but the rest of the time I feel like they've flattered to deceive a little bit. But I think that by and large they've been good. But like you say, I don't think this is going to be high scoring by any stretch of the imagination. And for the sake of West Ham, and again, I would like to apologise to my fellow experts. I will say 1-0 to Brighton. I'm going to back the beef. But yeah,
very possible, very possible results. But Brighton keeping a clean sheet here, I'm not sure. But I don't think Wolves will get to West Ham United even if they win, because they have City and Liverpool coming up. I think they lose both. So I'm going to go for Wolves 1, Brighton 1, a draw there. So Charlie has gone first for the first 5 predictions. I'll go next for the next 5. The last game on Saturday late kickoff will be Leeds against Man City. I mean, if Man City can give us such a game against Real Madrid, end-to-end stuff, and you know how Leeds love playing, especially back when they had BL, so this could be anything. And Man City, I don't think they'll slip up in this game. Yes, Leeds have been okay since with Marsh. Marsh came in, the United States American coach. I've forgotten his first name, but yeah, since he came in, they've been okay. But City right now, they cannot afford to lose this game. This is not their toughest game. City's toughest games are Wolves and also West Ham away, so they have to win this one. So I'm going to go for Leeds 1, Man City 4. Very relentless City. About you?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be. I think you can't look past City, can you? They're just too good. I'd like to imagine that Leeds could give them a game, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be a relatively comfortable Manchester City win. Like it's going to be one of those end of season Manchester City wins where they just do it and everyone goes, "Yeah, man, it happened." 4-1.
Expected. Yeah. You're going for 4-1 as well. Wow.
4-1
4-1 as well. Okay. And then let's go into Sunday. Tottenham against Leicester. Now, Tottenham is definitely not a mid-table clash. Tottenham battling it out for top 4. Now, you've mentioned selfish reasons a lot. This is one of those that I really need Tottenham to lose. But Leicester, just watched the game against Roma. They drew 1-1. They have all to play for next week. They're looking for a trophy in Europe. If they make the final, you never know. They'll be playing against Marseille Feyenoord, a game they could win. Tottenham have not had a shot on target for 2 games against Brighton and Brentford. 0 shots on target in both of those games, but surely they'll get a shot here. And as much as I don't like it, I'm going to go for Tottenham 2, Leicester 1.
Yeah, I think I'm depressingly going to agree with you. I don't think either of us want to see that result, but I think that's going to be the case. I think what's interesting with Tottenham now, I think we'll see what happens with the manager at the end of the season, but I think they finally have their front line complete. I think that is one of the best front lines in the league. It's so good. Kane, Song, Kulusevski, just it's good.
One of them is on loan. Bentancur or Kulusevski. One of them is on loan, so I don't know if they'll make it permanent.
That's a good point. I don't know which one is, but that's actually a great shout.
I don't know if they're going to
hopefully Kulusevski, and then we can all breathe a sigh of relief. That would be nice. That would be nice. But I don't think Leicester will get that opportunity this weekend. I think it's going to be a Tottenham win. I'm going to say 2-0. Like you say, Leicester have something to play for. Tottenham just want to get as high up in the league as possible. And a win here would go a long way of doing that.
Vardy's back as well. He played against Roma. So for me in this game, I want Arsenal to finish in the top 4 and not Tottenham. I can see them winning. But for us, it's not even just Arsenal getting top 4 that will be great for us. If we get top 4, I feel like the likes of King could be wanting to leave Tottenham. That's how big it is for us. We could be helping ourselves and ruining the likes of United and Ronaldo and Tottenham with Kane. Those players might want to leave. So we've both gone for Tottenham to win. You've said 2-0?
Yes.
So no goal for Leicester. Interesting. The next game on Sunday will be Everton against Chelsea. Now, Everton definitely have a lot to play for. And Chelsea, I don't think Chelsea have a lot to play for. I mean, they missed a lot of chances against United Thursday night, but I don't know. This is a game where I can see Everton getting something because Chelsea have just, I think they've won like 1 game in the last 6. Lost to Brentford, lost to Arsenal, lost to Real Madrid. So I'm actually going to go for Everton to get a point. Lampard against his former club. I don't know if they're going to help him out. Personally, I'd like to see a new team getting relegated. I'd just like to see Everton, how they will be in the championship. But I'm going to go for Everton 1, Chelsea 1.
Yeah, I would quite like to see a different team go down as well. I think I don't want it to be Everton because I have Everton supporting friends and I don't want them to be sad. But at the same time, just someone new, someone that's too good to go down, quote unquote, that isn't West Ham would be quite nice, because it usually is us when you say too good to go down. I think Chelsea were fine against us. I think they were the better team by a significant distance, but they never really got to the stage where they were cutting us apart or making incredible chances, but they were safely the better team. We let them do that, but they still were. I think we have enough to stop Chelsea. I don't think Everton do. I'll give Everton a goal, because I think, like you said, they've got a lot to play for, and if not now, when? But I'll go 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. Finally a win for Chelsea. They're very lucky against you guys. They missed that penalty and still scored in the last minute. Against United, they dropped points. No one drops points against United. You shouldn't drop points in that game. I mean, yeah, it can go anyway, this game. And if Everton lose, if they lose this game, they're done, surely. So in the last game, guess which game they happened on the last day? Arsenal away. I'd love to do it as well. Relegate them, definitely. So Everton, Chelsea, those are the predictions. The last two games, fun enough, West Ham against Arsenal is the final game on Sunday. So what you've been hearing about this game is, obviously Dawson is suspended. Zuma is not going to be there. He's going to be there. Zuma played tonight, so Zuma's returned. So they'll definitely have centre backs. They can throw in Declan Rice there. They can play Cresswell at centre back. They should be good. So this is a game I never like. I'd say this is the one game I hated. Like after the international break, I'd said Arsenal to lose 3 games out of the remaining 10. I didn't know we were going to lose 3 of them against Southampton, Brighton and Palace. This is one of the games I expected us to maybe draw or lose alongside Tottenham away. You guys will be focusing on Frankfurt probably, because you lost that game, so you need to go to Frankfurt and get a result there. You need to go and win. So I don't know if that is going to be a fact. I don't know if you're going to end up resting Bowen and Antonio again like you did against Chelsea. But I'm going to go for a close game. Last season, you almost beat us until we came back from 3-0 down. So I'm going to go for West Ham 2, Arsenal 3. Just a narrow win. I can see it being 2-2 and then Arsenal getting a win in like the last 10 minutes.
Just reminding me of every time we've gone up 3-0. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. If you're looking at it from an Arsenal's perspective, I don't think there's a better time to face West Ham. We have, like you say, you've got the semi-finals of the Europa League existing, and as much as Zuma's come back tonight, although he seemed to be struggling with something, he went down a couple of times in that second half for a while, so hopefully he's still okay. We will probably rest people. We saw against Chelsea just how deep we're capable and willing to rest teams. I mean, we played 5 at the back and 4 of them were fullbacks. And so we'll see what happens. I think it's the best time to face West Ham from Arsenal's perspective. The one thing I will say is that you can never count us out. Even though we did rest a lot of our big name players against Chelsea, Rice, Antonio, Bowen, all of these players didn't start. We still took them to the limit. Now, we took them to the limit defensively, and I suspect that might be what we'll see again. A very, very, very defensive display from West Ham, trying to stop Arsenal. I think we'll be able to do it for the most part, but can I see Arsenal scoring? Yes. Can I see West Ham scoring? I'm not convinced if we go as defensive as we were against Chelsea. I'm going to back the beef again, because I think there is part of this which I think, although I'm not exactly going to complain if David Moyes puts all of his eggs in the Europa League basket, part of me does think we're 2-1 down against the difficult Frankfurt side. We still have an opportunity of getting European football in this league. We have the team and the players to do it. Maybe we should. I'm not going to play him when he goes full out for the Europa League, and I think he will. I'm going to go 1-1, but I'll be honest with you. I'm not convinced by that at all.
This is one of those games I don't mind drawing. Actually, for the remaining games, like drawing away to Tottenham and drawing away to West Ham, that would be good as long as we beat Everton and Leeds at home. So this is not a game I'm worried about in terms of drawing. If you draw it, I mean, well and good, it'll still be 3 points ahead of Tottenham if they lose the game. So it's a tough game. It's a tough game. I'm actually very happy involved in the Europa League, otherwise it would have been tough. So you've answered my question. That was going to be my question, really. Like, how do you feel about the league? Do you still think you have a chance? But you definitely have a chance. You're 3 points behind United. If you beat us, United are playing on Monday. If you beat us, you're ahead of United because you have a better goal difference than them. So still possible to get the Europa League through the league and the Champions League through the Europa League if you prefer that. So we've gone for 1-1. The last game on Monday will be Man United against Brentford. Now, United again, very likely to get anything against Chelsea. Like Chelsea had like 22 shots. United had 5. Like I think Chelsea had like 10 corners. United had like 3. Like it's a total domination, but United were lucky because of who De Gea and the striker Cristiano Ronaldo, the 2 players who have done a lot for them this season. So I mean, I would not be surprised if Brentford give them a run around here with Tony and Buemo, and I cannot see United winning any more games this season, Charlie. I'm so sorry, and I can see you finishing ahead of them even. So I'm going to go for Man United 2, Brentford 2.
Love that from you. I agree with everything you've said.
Yeah.
Apart from the scoreline, I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford. I think. Do you know what it is? I think it's just they really are struggling, Man United, and they're in a stage where when you're struggling so much, when you're there's this idea, right, of when you're a big team, when you're a top team, the sign of that is when you struggle and you still win. They have Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, all these big name players, and yet they're still not doing it. And I think they're at a stage where they are just waiting for the season to finish. They are just waiting for Ten Hag to come in, to start the rebuild, to start something different, to start something new. Because right now they've got one piece of a puzzle and it's like not happening for them. I just can't. And I think against Brentford, a team who are smart, who are fast, who are hungry, who want it, who want to constantly prove themselves, who are always good. Like, don't get me wrong, they've had bad games, but like I look at them and I always think they have something in them and something willing to go. I think this is a perfect opportunity for them to prove it. It's going to be difficult for them away at Old Trafford and everything else, but I'm backing them. I'm saying 2-1 Brentford.
I would not be surprised at all. Like Brentford, like I watched them against Tottenham last week. Tottenham were lucky to get a point. I think Brentford hit the post like twice and stuff. Brentford have beaten us this season. Like at the beginning of the season after Arsenal lost to Brentford, I wish you knew how people are talking about Arsenal. Like Arsenal losing to Brentford. Who knew Brentford would give Chelsea a tough game at Brentford and beat Chelsea by 4 goals at Stamford Bridge, beat West Ham at the London Stadium. They drew with Liverpool 3-3. Like it's not easy to score 3 goals against Liverpool. They're a very good team, and I can see Tony and those guys giving them a run around. Maybe Ronaldo to help them again, but I would not be surprised if they win. So none of us is going for Man United win. Interesting. So let's go to the bonus questions as the usual. As I said, Charlie got the correct number of goals. Like one of these matches went against him. But first, one player to definitely score. Who are you going for? We have Newcastle, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Norwich, Watford, Burnley, Southampton, Palace. I think you went for a draw there. Wolves, Brighton, Leeds, Man City. You went for City to score 4 goals. Maybe we'll go for a player there. Tottenham, Leicester, Everton, Chelsea, West Ham, Arsenal, United, Brentford.
Yeah, I think it'd be silly not to go for a City player.
Who will be rested?
Which one? Yeah. I've said they're going to score 4, and it wouldn't surprise me if they have 4 different goal scorers. So screw it. It'll be a Kevin De Bruyne madness. Maybe I'm hyped over his performance before, but I think it's going to be a Kevin De Bruyne madness.
Very good player. And I was tempted to go for Gundogan because I know he's going to start this one alongside Grealish, but I'm going to go for this game, Southampton Crystal Palace, the mid-table clash, Zaha to score against Southampton. And then total number of goals scored, I can say a couple of high-scoring games, Liverpool, Newcastle, West Ham, Arsenal. I can see it being more than 3 goals. So I'm going to go for 28.
Yeah, I went relatively low scoring, I feel like, but then I also have Man City scoring 4.
Tough one.
I'll go 20. I'll go 25. I'll go 25. I feel like I went relatively low scoring in that one, but I'm not sure.
I mean, who am I to judge you? You got one of the week Sporting, and the other week you missed by 2 goals. So
you're right. I'll say it with my chest out. 25. And what, Glenn? And what?
If you get it Sporting again, we might have to have you as the host of this show from next season. You'll be doing good against the experts. So thank you very much.
Charlie Walsh, everything football incoming. Let's go.
I mean, that would be crazy. So I'll leave a link in the description. Make sure to Go and follow him on Twitter as well. And yeah, let us know your predictions in the chat. Which game will have the most goals? Which player will definitely score? Charlie, thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it, bro. Pleasure as always. Thank you for having me on, man.
Thank you for coming on. 3 weeks to go. Let's see if I can beat the experts. Charlie reckons I could. Let's hope so. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next.